I am 28 years old. My brother's 19 years old. I'm going to be teaching him about the 48 laws of power. I used to have the physical book, but it actually got stolen in a car. I did get the car back the next day, but they kept the book, they kept my laptop, they kept my AirPods, they sold it or threw it out, whatever. But yeah, the 48 laws of power, I have them pulled up right here. I'm actually going to go through my favorite ones, and I'm going to ask you, since the book is actually so outrageous, what you think of some of these laws. 1, never outshine the master. This law is all about knowing your place. Always try to hide your talent in the presence of your superior. As you try to show you're smarter, your master will feel insecure. How do you feel about that?
My master will feel insecure.
Not like, you know, your master like your king or something,
Yeah,
but like,
I know.
like a boss or something, right?
A
Or like
boss,
someone you're
okay.
working for. Or like me.
So I gotta think like you know better than me? What?
I'm low-key your master, so.
Yeah, and you know better than me and everything.
Yeah, he's really accepting that I'm his master. Why are you accepting that? I'm definitely not your master, bro. Let's say I have a boss. This one company that I was in, Hagstrom, my first real estate brokerage that I was working at, and I did a whole bunch of deals. I made that guy a whole bunch of money. And I had a team of like 20 to 30 agents at one point. I started to kind of like be one of the better agents in the company, probably one of the top producing agents in the company. This is all he did, right? Like he didn't contribute anything. I didn't learn really much from him. He would have me drive to his apartment to sit with him for 30 minutes for him to teach me stuff that he learned on Twitter like the night before. He would basically teach me nothing. He would say like quotes he saw online and stuff, and then I would go about my business and do a whole bunch of stuff. And I always had the sense that he kind of like felt that way about me, that I was like growing too large for him, and I kind of like would have all these ideas and he kind of shut down my ideas. But when I left, he said I made him.
I mean, did he make you?
No, not at all. I mean, I don't know how this relates to never outshine the master, but like
Exactly.
But I guess my point is that like sometimes people feel they have so much trust in the people that teach them and in their bosses, and they don't realize what these people actually think. Just because someone's your superior or like someone's above you doesn't necessarily mean that they actually want what's the best for you.
That's the point of that one?
Yeah, like never outshine them, because it can come to a point where they start to kind of resent you.
Yeah,
and because they're actually your boss or your master, they can fire you. They can
They'll try to put you down.
Yeah, they could like demote you and stuff. 4, I like this one a lot. Like always say less than necessary. When you speak, always try to say as little as possible. The more you speak, the more likely you are to say something foolish.
I get that. But there's sometimes you can do it where you over-explain stuff and it's funny.
Don't move the mic too much. Over-explaining, funny how? What do you mean?
I do it in a way where it's funny though. Like my friend, he does it to be annoying. My friend like goes on and like stories like across the entire board. He starts like listing every single individual detail about his day and nobody cares.
So why is it better when you do it?
It's better when I do it because I do it in a mocking tone when he does it because it's funny.
Let's just put it like this. I'm not talking about stories or when you're trying to be funny with your friends. If you're in a room with people you don't know, or even just people you do know, but the more that you say, the more you create the chance for yourself to look foolish.
Yeah.
That's one thing. 2, the less you say, the more mysterious you are. By the way, people gravitate towards people that seem mysterious.
That's aura.
That's aura, exactly. If you've been seeing aura on TikTok, like the more you speak, bro, you lose aura points. You lose 10,000 aura points, a million aura points. So you gotta be careful, bro. You gotta maintain your aura. The less that you speak, the more mysterious you seem, the more people feel like there's more to you, and it kind of gives off like an idea of power. That person's confident in himself. 6, court attention at all costs. Right? Make sure you're always in the spotlight. The more attention you can draw to yourself, the more power you'll have. How do you feel about that?
I feel like that's very situational.
You shouldn't do it at like a family event, I guess, trying to like get a whole bunch of it. Think about 6ix9ine, for instance. I mean, he's a terrible example to everybody, but think about how massively famous he got by all the craziness he would say online. Yeah, like people would hate on him, but he got a lot of attention. People actually really like him. Like people that get tons of hate, like even like Kanye, he got so much hate for all the crazy stuff he was saying, but now like it's almost like everything he said has already been forgotten and he's still massively famous. So okay, get others to do the work for you, but always take the credit. How you feel about that?
Damn.
That sounds kind of evil, right?
Yeah, it's kind of evil.
To some degree, as the business owner, you are the idea maker. You are the one kind of looking at everything from like a 30,000 foot view. I give credit where it's due, but I understand what it's saying here, right? Delegate tasks to others, let them do the work for you, use their knowledge and wisdom to your advantage. Ultimately, people will forget those who worked for you, but always remember you. I mean, that sounds so evil.
The way they're wording it.
But let's think of a couple people, right? Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, right? Jeff Bezos.
Mark Zuckerberg like kicked out his friend. I think that's
exactly. And I mean, I'm not saying that the people around him were just expendables. Like he wouldn't be able to do the stuff he did without those people. Those people are equally as important.
Yeah.
I guess the main point of this book and the reason why I get such a bad rap is because like it's telling you like 100% how to gain power without like worrying about feelings, without worrying about looking bad. Like it's just straight up how to acquire power. This is what it is. And it's just like get other people to do the work for you. I mean, ultimately, if you build a business and there's a whole bunch of people working for you, it's not like in every single advertisement and all over your website and in any books that you write and like all over everything, you're going to be plastering the name of every one of your employees.
The only time that happens is in movies.
What do you mean?
Like at the end credits and credit scenes, everything.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
That's the only time that happens.
But whenever you're creating something big, even creating movies, man, no one's sitting there to watch the credits. You're creating a big company. The people that work with you understand a part of something bigger. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. They understand they're building something great. The way that they word this sounds super duper evil, but you know, you are getting people to do the work for you. Every business owner, you have to hire. You can't not hire. I don't think I like actively go out of my way to make sure I'm taking all the credit. You know what I mean? Win through through your actions, never through argument. We won't touch on this too much, but you can't be trying to argue with everybody that has a different opinion than you.
Yeah.
You got to just act, show what you do, and
you can agree to disagree.
Infection, avoid the unhappy and unlucky. I know you got a couple people in your head that are in my life that you think of, right? There's people in my life that I obviously avoid. Avoid the unhappy and the unlucky. It's unfortunate that it's worded this way because I feel like all the laws in this book are worded in a way to make you sound super evil, but it's just like the unhappy, and not necessarily, I wouldn't say people are just straight up unlucky, but some people are just so woe is me, like, oh, the world is out to get me, and they don't do anything about it. They don't try to do anything to change their lives.
So victims.
They have victim mentalities. Avoid those people because those people will just continue to feed into that.
And then it'll eventually like seep into you.
Exactly. So learn to keep people dependent on you. You hear that? And they will never try to cross you. Never let them learn how to depend on themselves. That's insane.
That is evil.
That is pretty evil, yeah.
I can see the merit behind it.
If you want to gain power, then you want people to depend on you. You don't want people to have to be able to just like jump ship whenever they want. I mean, it's kind of the same concept as like a business owner. They hire people. They might pay them more than what other companies would pay them, or they might have a better culture than other companies, or just having people depend on you, I think is important if you want to have power.
Necessary.
This one sounds wild. 12, use selective honesty and generosity to disarm your victim. Not really white lies. It's just like for instance, when you're making a sale, right? When you're doing sales calls, you're not going to say, hey, I really need this deal to close. I need to pay my rent right now.
Yeah.
You're not going to say that. You're going to just only focus on them and focus on what they want.
Yeah.
You're not going to give the whole picture and talk about how you desperately need a deal to close, which I've been in that position where it's like, yo, I really need a deal to close. I had a great offer. I had something great to offer them, but I'm not going to paint the whole picture and say, yo, bro, can you please just freaking buy right now because I really need to pay rent. You know what? 15, crush your enemy totally. Crush your enemy totally. That sounds evil as hell. When you have the chance, destroy your enemies completely. Show them no mercy. They'll be less likely to cross you in the future. What? I think that one speaks for itself though, but like,
damn.
Yo, straight up. If someone's out to get you, bro, crush them. I think this one's definitely true. This one says, Law 16, use absence to increase respect and honor.
Oh, okay, I get it.
People will respect and honor you more if you're not always around. They'll start to miss you, and your absence will make them appreciate you.
They'll wonder where you are.
Keep others in suspended terror. Cultivate an air of unpredictability. Keep people in suspense. They'll never know what to expect from you. They'll be in a state of constant fear, which will make them more pliable. Like if people take you for granted and they take their position for granted, they're more likely to do things you don't like. And if you have a business, like Jordan Peterson talks a lot about, you shouldn't let your kids do things that you don't want them to do. Even though that sounds wild, they should do what they want. But like same thing with employees. You shouldn't let your employees do things that you don't want. And if they feel way too confident in the fact that you'll never let them go, I'll never be fired, I'm locked into this position, you have to make them fear that,
I feel like that's how I was with my job. Like, because they couldn't fire me. I was like the only employee they could have had.
Know who you're dealing with. Don't offend the wrong person. That's true. I got to listen to this because sometimes I get really mad at people that I talk to, like leads and stuff. And sometimes I say things I probably shouldn't say. Nothing too crazy, but like,
you got to watch your tone.
I got to watch my tone. I got to watch some of the things that I say because it's true. You never know who you're offending, bro. I like this one. Recreate yourself. Never be comfortable with the role that society assigns you. Do you dream of being among the best sales readers? On reinventing the game to win people over. Playing with appearances and mastering arts of deception are among the aesthetic pleasures of life. But I kind of get that though. Like even back to what you're saying with aura, it's kind of like not deception, but like again that mysterious stuff. Like kind of recreating yourself and like not fully letting people know like who you are. You're not like a set in stone person. You change all the time. You adapt. You grow. And people are just like, yo, what the hell is Christopher up to? Like kind of creating that like illusion of like not illusion, but you get what I'm saying. But like in a good way, not turning into a freaking crack addict. You're just doing more stuff. You're more active, and people are just like, dude, Christopher's freaking cool. Damn.
He just wait.
Did he just make a video with his brother?
A video with his brother? Holy
48 Laws of Power?
48 Laws.
That dude's a gangster.
Wait, did he just make $50,000 a month?
Chill.
That's crazy.
All right, let's finish it up here, bro. You learned something?
Yeah.
You're gonna use that?
Yeah.
You're gonna be evil?
Yeah, I'm gonna be evil. Let's go.
48 Laws of Power. Hope you learned something.
48 Laws of Power.